Good evening, again. It's good to be back again, so let me simply say, let's get on with it.
Now then, I know exactly how it feels to be starring in a Fred Astaire film. In fact, it's a very special gathering of a group of very special young people. They call themselves the Young Romantics, or the New Romantics, or at least that's the title that's given to them. But take one look at the costumes they're wearing, and I think you might agree that that's the understatement of the year.
I think the whole thing is just about being sort of people being individuals and just having a good time and dressing up and enjoying themselves.
And the winner is Gary Newman.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for voting, and everyone that come to the shows and bought the records, and thanks for everything.
I'm the operator with my pocket calculator.
I've been watching this, and I've been in the business itself for quite a long time, and I've remembered, say, being in it 6 months and thinking we were going to do really well, and going and sitting and watching Top of the Pops in England and seeing pop music by M at #1 and going, oh no, we were going to be #1 with the synthesizer record first. This is a tragedy. I'm really upset about this.
And now, a mega hypo macro star. Yes, your friend, my friend, but mostly his friend, David Bowie.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on.
Macho acclamo for Tainted Love, but lots of people in the music press have been saying that in fact you're a pretentious little jerk, and that you sing out of tune, and that in fact you have no control over anything you do. How would you answer that? Sorry? Balance. 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 Balance.
Sunday morning, going slow. I'm talking to the radio.
clothes and records on the floor, the memories of the night before. Out in clubland having fun, and now I'm hiding from the sun, waiting for a visitor, though no one knows I'm here for sure.
This is the album, Non-Stop Exotic Cabaret. From Leeds, England, here is Soft Cell. Mark Almond did the singing, and David Ball was on the keyboard. Hi, David. Nice to see you. Sit right there. Phew. I'm curious about what you're saying with some of these songs. I did make a mistake in holding it up. It's called Non-Stop Erotic Cabaret. I changed it to Exotic. Either would have worked.
Oh, well, we've done a video show of most of the songs from the album. It's called Non-Stop Exotic Video Show. Yes. We've also done a dance mix.
What are you saying here, for example, in this song called Sex Dwarf?
Oh, yes, that's about... People know it. Oh, yes, it's based on the things like the news, the Sunday papers in England, which like to sort of write about scandal and the sort of under-the-carpet things in people's lives.
Right.
And one of the headlines was, Sex Dwarf lures 100 disco dollies to a life of vice. And I thought that had to be immortalised.
Yes. Good song, right?
Definitely, yes.
What about...
You should see the video.
Devenir grille.
I understand that you don't actually like the term New Romantic. How would you describe this movement?
Well, basically, I realise that people have to have a label, and with the press and things, but that's the only reason why they label something to it. I'd rather call it the cult with no name, because
Cult with no name.
all the time it's hopefully going to move on and change.
We are kids going in hard times. That's the law, but it's not our crimes. Leave the past behind. We don't need a guide. Brave, new, world of tomorrow. Brave, new, world of tomorrow. Brave, new, world of tomorrow. Speed or sleep, don't look behind me. Help! Someone's got to watch. Sister in the book. Someone's got to watch at night.
Good time behaving if I get in tonight.
I'm an insurance underwriter.
Can you dress like that to work?
Well, I wouldn't, because I mean it's like saying, would you wear a dress suit, you know, to go to your job? You wear what you need to wear for the occasion.
I'm unemployed.
Yeah. How easy is that for you to carry on the look when you ain't got any money?
Not very easy. I usually go around second-hand shops and pick up what I... Came outside to watch the nightfall with the rain. I heard you making patterns rhyme, like some new romantic looking for the TV sound. You'll see I'm right.
pop music scene and the fashion scene have been influenced by a new youth cult, the New Romantics, or the Blitz kids.
1981 was the year it began for all you old romantics.
Well, everyone's wondering what the next big thing is. They felt that they'd discovered it here at this club called the Blitz. Excitedly, documentary makers and photographers from all over the world were coming down and lining up outside to see what was going on. I saw the most baroque, exotic, decadent-looking people that I'd ever witnessed before. All my age, all about 20, 21, 19. It was a place that I felt I could belong to. This was my chance, because I was too young for punk.
I mean, we consider ourselves as being the most modern dressers and thinkers in London at any given time. I know it's very conceited, but it's just the way we feel.
Spandau at the beginning, was very much into, that baroque look of lots of stuff thrown around our neck.
The new romantic look was all about looking as theatrical as you possibly could. It was very much an art school look, so it was about raiding vintage shops and theatrical outfitters.
People would dress up as, Henry VIII. People would dress up as Elizabeth II, Elizabeth I. People would dress up as, whoever. And they believed that. And it wasn't just something they wore at night. It was something they wore during the day.
The more black there was, the more lace there was, the more bow lips and gaunt cheekbones, the more I thought I looked absolutely stunning, like you do.
She's a model and she's looking good.
Chinese slippers, I seem to remember, were big.
Instead of ballet shoes, we put these Chinese slippers on, or these kind of $1.99 woolies plimsolls, worn with a kind of pair of customised jodhpurs, with a really flouncy white shirt, a very feminine white shirt, and a band around my head.
The north of England's not noted for the climate in which you can wear Chinese slippers often.
A big part of knowing that you'd really kind of got the look was the fact that ordinary people in their civvies would hang out of cars and just laugh their heads off or be really abusive. And that was there was quite a lot of status to that, because you could just think, well, I'm way ahead of fashion and you have got no idea.
Well, I just think it looks rubbish. It's the only answer for it.
I'm a bit conservative, really, I'm afraid. But,
why?
Just always have been, Sorry.
I don't feel I'm part of the normal run-of-the-mill rat race. I don't want to be, put it like that.
One of the things that I did like about the period was this whole idea of what was called gender bending. Male artists seemed to be able to step out of the normal masculinity and become sort of feminine, or a different kind of masculine.
The makeup was very theatrical. The first thing that it was about was putting a very white base on, and there would be a canvas to do anything in the zigzags and this kind of very geometric early 80s art of bright coloured zigzags, putting them everywhere, highlighting the eyes with zigzags going up to the hair, joining the hair to the eyes.
The women's toilets were packed with men. You could not make your way to the cubicles, and if you did, you had to fight through these kind of enormous sort of hairstyles and the stench of hairspray.
Hairspray gave us an option on the quiff that we'd never had before.
Boys with nice big hair and their eyeliner on.
I think the term was pretty boy at the time.
These were guys who were totally straight but dressed like a girl to pull girls. It was as simple as that.
I think that's lovely.
We never wore makeup. We'd wear a little bit of makeup doing TV, as everyone did, but we weren't really a makeup band. Certainly Duran wore makeup.
Good evening, welcome to Top of the Pops. On the programme tonight, Phil Collins, The Who, Motorhead and Adam and the Ants. And spinning like an apple just outside the top 40, Duran Duran.
We were interested in wearing makeup and dyeing our hair because we were Bowie fans, And when the rest of the guys came on board, they were like, that looks like fun. Andy in particular, I mean, he was a real, denim Herbert, like Thin Lizzy. And he looked at us and thought, oh yeah, I'll dye my hair. Nick's probably the exception. Once the coherent look was established, Nick would sort of rebel against it and, stand out.
There was a whole variety of new romantic dances that I used to enjoy.
Usually we had such enormous headgear or such major hairdos that too much movement and it would all fall off.
Wearing lots of bangles right up to your elbows and doing this, like looking very earnest with it. And then perhaps a mime-like whip-cracking gesture while you prance in a stately fashion. Head in the air, lots of air up the nostrils.
When Visage come on, we do that.
It wasn't fun. It was very uncool to look like you're having too much fun.
That was the whole idea. You didn't smile, you just tried to look like you were dead cool.
Just going into a club and posing for a couple of hours.
New romantics were posers. That's what we were about. We sort of invented the term.
Gone to the dark land.